What's poppin', fish keepers, shrimp keepers, 10-gallon fish tank fanatics? Welcome back to another video. It is morning time, and today I'm gonna walk you guys through my $10,000 fish room build, step-by-step, cost breakdown, where I spent the money on, and how I built it. So I'm gonna share that with you guys, but first, let's get these tanks turned on. We got 2 customers coming today to buy some stuff, so we're gonna get that set up and ready and make our sales, because selling fish, shrimp, things like that actually is what is funding this build for me. I started out about 2 years ago at this point, and we've been taking the profits and rolling it right back in. So let's get the lights turned on real quick. Everything is connected up to smart lights, smart plugs, so I can hit this and everything will turn right on for us. All right, let's get this video going. All right, so first thing we need to do is catch out 5 of these blue shrimp, 5 yellow shrimp, and then we got some frog bait for our first customer. So we got a catch cup here. Set it up right there. Got a water cup. I usually do about 3 cups of water. All right, 3 cups right there. Now it's time to net these guys out. Okay, so this first order was 5 blue shrimp, 5 yellow shrimp, and 2 cups of frog bait. I like to throw in 1 extra shrimp for each order just to make sure if one dies when it's acclimating to the new tank, the customer's taken care of and there's no issues. So we caught 6 out. Let me grab them here. And as you guys can see, look at these guys. This is my blue line. Like I said, I don't really grade shrimp by color. I just grade them by, well, I don't grade them, I just do colors. So I don't do like blue dream, blue velvet. I don't do any of that. I just go blue shrimp, just to make it simple. I'm not the most prolific or best breeder out there. I don't have the best colorways, so I don't think it's fair for me to claim something that might not be true. Okay, all 6 of these guys go into their own bag, and we're gonna get a piece of netting here real quick to throw in there so they feel safe and secure during their travel. Let me go grab that. Okay, so we got a little bit of netting, and this is gonna go inside the bag and push it in there so it sinks. All right, now all I have to do is seal this thing up. Right, we got our first bag of shrimp ready to go for the customer. Time to grab the yellow ones next. All right, and there we go. We got the yellow ones as well. Finally, we got the frog bait. I put them in these 2-ounce cups and sell for $2 a piece, which is super cheap. So we're gonna grab some of that out from the blue velvet shrimp tank. And with floating plants, I don't put water in here. I just let whatever water comes off on it stay with it, and then I seal it up. That way I don't damage the leaves, because if these leaves are submerged underwater for a long time, it can be detrimental for them. So for local pickup, I put them in these cups, and for when I'm shipping it, I put it in a little Ziploc bag with some paper towel that's damp. So there we go. Let's grab the second one. Now it's time for the fun part, which is talking about the cost of this build and how we built it and looking at everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you guys off this tripod, and I'm going to walk you guys around and talk through the cost of each thing and how we build it. As you can see, we got our rack fully finished off, 2 40-gallon tanks at the top, 7 10-gallon tanks in each row. We also have the little podcast area here in the background where I do some live streams here and there. About once a month right now, I'm doing a live stream, and I shoot some content from there as well. And this is my little storefront with different dry goods, foods, things like that that are available for people to buy as well. So let's get right into it and break it down. All right, so as you can see here, this is the basic overview of our storefront, our racks, our lights, kind of everything that we have going on here. The first aspect I wanted to talk on, and we'll come up and come look at it, is the Cobalt Rack. So I got the Cobalt Rack from Lowe's. It's a 84-inch Cobalt Rack, 84 by 84, and that was a $420 cost. It's rated for 2,000 pounds per shelf, so plenty of weight, as each shelf only has 600 pounds of weight on it. The next thing I did, as you can see here, is I got plywood, okay? So the plywood itself was about $200 total. They were cut to about 25 inches, and I painted them black. The black paint to paint the whole garage and all the painting supplies was about $400. So I painted this whole room black to give it a little bit better appearance and to create a nice little vibe in here, because I spend a lot of time in this area as well. We also have, if you look back here, we'll come look at it, 2x4s, okay? So we got 2x4s, which I use to create the backdrop, and I've used to connect all my power supplies back here. You can see it's a bit of a mess. I need to get it hidden. But those 2x4s were about $20, and the black cloth back here was another $10, okay? So I installed the black cloth to create a nice backdrop so that all the cords are hidden. That way it's just nice and clean. A lot of extension cords as well, and surge protectors. So you can see I got all these surge protectors, extension cords, power strips to connect everything into. And that was between the surge protectors and the power strips, it's another $60. We also use zip ties. So if you look here, we've got black zip ties holding up our water change system, and it's also holding up the lights. Those zip ties are about 30 bucks total there. Then we have black airline tubing. So we got a big spool of it down here, and I use this black airline tubing for all my air pumps that I run in each of these tanks. Okay. Each of these tanks has Aquarium Co-op sponge filters in there, and they have the airline tubing. That was about 50 bucks. Then we have the Easy Flow sponge filters. Like I said, these Easy Flow sponge filters are in all my tanks, and those were a total of about $168. They're also in my pond build over here as well. And I also had, you can see the pond, the Easy sponge filter. So that was $168 for those. Then we got the dual air pumps. That was $588. These are battery backed up as well. So if the power goes out, these things will keep running. And if you look back up in here, if I can show you, get it to focus. There we go. You can see I run 4 of these dual air air pumps behind my 7 tanks. So one pump works for 2 tanks, and then the last one at the very end is just running off one. And they're all battery backup. That's for if my power goes out, the air will continue to run. Even if the power goes out, we'll be okay and still have airflow going throughout the tanks. We've got Ziz air valves and check valves as well attached to those. That was another $66 and $66. We got a bunch of catch cups here for selling. So got a bunch down here, got them here, here, and all those catch cups are Aquarium Co-op, and those were $80 as well. The next big purchase was the Aquarium Co-op Lights, and these are no longer able to be bought as he's sold out, but we have the 30-inch light on the left and a 48-inch light on the right. And if you look, each row has the same lighting on each end, okay? And I zip tied those up. So 48-inch light on the right, 30-inch light on the left, zip tied up. That was a pretty expensive cost for me. The 48-inch lights were $528, and then the 30-inch lights were $380. Okay. Now we got 10-gallon tanks, 21 of them to be exact, and those came out to $315. If you bought them at normal price, it would have been $630. But I bought them when they were on sale, which is what you guys should do as well. They're usually about $15. They used to be $1 per gallon, but now with inflation, they're about $15 per gallon as well. We got 2 40-gallon tanks up there. That was about $280 for those. That's my water reservoir that attaches on to my easy water top-off system. So that was another pretty big expense there. We got Fluval Stratum. So if you guys look, my substrate in each of these tanks is the black, and I'm sorry for the glare here, I need to turn my lights off. But we got the black Fluval Stratum in each of my tanks. I just like the way it looks. In the tanks in the future here, I'm going to do just black sand instead of the Fluval Stratum to cut costs, and also because this does make the water a little softer. It's not always the most ideal, but I did enjoy doing all this with Fluval Stratum. Pretty expensive there. That's $578 just for the substrate. So that's a massive cost that could be reduced, but I like the way it looks. I like what it does for the plants. We got lids for the 40 gallons up there. The lids for that was $70, and then we got 10-gallon tank lids. We just got the Aquarium ones, and once again, got them right there. All these lids to help reduce evaporation, as there definitely can get a lot of humidity in this room if we're not careful. Those lids were about another $400. Once again, if you do your own, you don't just buy the pre-made ones like I did, you could definitely cut a lot of costs that way as well. We do have a TV that we mounted in here, so the TV mount was $50. 55-inch TV. I just put a cost of about $200. I already had it, so it doesn't really go into my cost of the build, but that would be probably about a $200 setup to get another TV. Then we also have the pond, and I'll show you guys that over here. The pond build was $70. So we got cheap gravel from, if you watch the video, we got cheap gravel from Lowe's. We got a cheap tub. We threw some plants that I propagated from my other tanks in here. And then we got the light. That was the most expensive. Dual mini. We got the air pump and the sponge filter, and we got a bunch of white clouds in here, which if you guys can see if I can get it to not glare. There we go. We got a bunch of white cloud fry hanging out in this pond as well. So we got a whole bunch of babies. We're doing a white cloud breeding challenge. So kind of seeing what we can do here and just leaving the white clouds in there and see how many can be raised up. We've got Amazon smart plugs as well. So those right here are what are used to connect, turn my lights on and off. So those are super convenient. They automatically turn on and off every single day for me. I run these lights for 6 hours a day. So those just automatically turn on and off for me, and I can control them on my phone, which is super convenient and super nice as well. We got the LED lights, these ones up here that we installed on both sides of the garage. That was from Amazon. It was $300 for those. That really brightens the room up, makes it much easier to see in here when I'm doing things. I don't leave them on most of the time. Just when I'm filming or doing things out here where I want to be able to see a little bit better, I leave them on. Obviously, if I'm trying to film the tanks, I turn them off because it creates too much of a glare. Got the table. This is where I shoot my podcast. So that was $60 off Facebook Marketplace. We got a chair that I don't have out here right now. That's $40. And then all the PVC pipes. So the PVC, we got the water top off system. So if you see here, we created out of black PVC, easy water top system. This one was a lot of fun to build. I just kind of came up with it on my own. It's not the most efficient or most cost effective, but it definitely gets the job done. So it's connected up, I'll show you out back here. It's connected up to these 40-gallon tanks. So if you look up top, we have the PVC running in there, and we got air pumps that are connected up to the pipes. Or not air pumps, we got pumps connected. So that can create water flow, more intense water flow as needed. Those were $70, so we got one in each. And then we got air stones in there to keep the water moving, so it's not stagnant. But that's our top off bin, and I might do plants up there at some point. But you can see we created these siphons that are connected up to our PVC piping. And this is what I can just turn the little valve in each tank and we can start filling it up. So it's connected up here, has automatic siphon. So even without the pumps, it'll still drain the tank. And then I got the valves to control it and turn it off as needed. So it goes from those tanks all the way around over here, drops down, and then I have all these valves so I can control each tank and top them off. So when I do water changes, this is super nice and efficient, and I'm going to hopefully be working with my neighbor to get water attached up so I can easily top my tanks off without having to use a hose from outside. So we're going to tap into the water system in here and run some lines to automatically top off my 40-gallon tanks. But those work super efficient, help my water changes a lot, and I got those on each row. So all I have to use is my easy water change hook, which I can show you guys over here. This thing, I have some videos on it, but this thing hooks right on to the tank, and it actually drains 20%, 2 gallons of water out of the tank. So I got different attachments where I can do 10 and 20% water changes. I attach it onto my Python hose and do my water changes that way, and then I just flip the valves there and let the water top right off. So PVC supplies was $615 for all that. And then we got the bookshelves, which I have 3 of them now, to help create my little shop area where I sell dry goods. I sell all, rocks. Got some different type of rocks. We're gonna get more here soon. Different types of wood. Everything's 10-gallon focused. I like the small nano fish, and that's my main goal. So those were about another $120, $40 a piece. I got 3 of them, and that pretty much sums it up. Oh, there's one last big expense. If you guys see, there's the dual mini split, and this thing was about $2,500. My neighbor ended up installing this for me, and so it's a heating and AC, so I can temperature control the room, which is super vital, as with this many tanks, using heaters in all the tanks would be extremely costly and also very dangerous because the heaters could burn out and kill all your fish. So I only use heaters in tanks that I need to with fish that go a little bit higher in their temperature, but otherwise I use just the temperature controlled room, and I like to keep my room at 75 degrees here, which is pretty ideal for most fish I keep. Actually, right now, all the fish I keep, this works efficiently for. The final thing I have over here, and this is the newest addition, is I got a python, and he's hiding back here. So we just got him. He actually needs to eat today. We got this set up, and super excited. His name is Zion. He's one of our mascots here at 10gallonfishtanks.com. Super cute, super cuddly, easy to handle. Very happy snake here. But we got his enclosure set up, and My wife absolutely loves him. She used to have snakes growing up, so this is a awesome little pet. I think he's a lot of fun. Add some extra character into the room. And then on this rack, we got to paint the plywood, but we're going to be doing 10-gallon tanks. Hopefully we'll be able to fit about 4 of them on row 2, 4 on row 3. And then we're going to do another Cobalt 48-inch rack here in this gap area, and those will be 10-gallon tanks. So the very bottom rack is going to be quarantine tanks, and then these middle racks are going to be like super nano fish and a bunch of snails. So we're going to have Snail Nation over here in this corner, some more small fish, and some quarantine racks so that when I ship stuff in, it is healthy and can be quarantined before I throw it into the main tanks over here. The other little thing, if you guys watch Dude Perfect, they set a lot of Guinness World Records, and so ended up beating his Guinness World Record for the longest basketball shot made with the head. Took it from him back in 2019, so that was kind of fun and cool. So, yep, that is the fish room. As you can see, is about $10,000 between everything installed, everything, the hard goods, food, all that. It's probably actually more than that, but that's a basic overview of the cost. The other thing I forgot to mention, we do have these LED lights I added in. In this corner, we're going to be doing a fake plant wall, and then we're going to be doing a 10-gallon fish tank LED light sign right here. And then as people buy stuff, if they want to be on our wall of fame, I'll be taking Polaroid photos of them with their fish that they pick up, and we're going to do a wall with all our customers, all the happy customers with their fish underneath our sign there. So that'll be pretty cool. And then we do also have a dehumidifier, which I'll probably end up getting a better one. This was just a cheap one from Walmart that I got. But that is the basic overview of 10-gallon fish tank headquarters where we're at now. And this is just the beginning. We're going to keep building from here. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and leave a like down below. That helps me out. And leave a comment on what your favorite fish, shrimp, or nano aquarium animal is. For me, I absolutely love my yellow Neocaridina shrimp and my CPD Celestial Pearl Danios. They are absolutely fuego. And this new snake I just got, Zion, he's dope and super cool. I'm excited to have him a part of the channel and in my fish and reptile room at this point. So super fun. We got a lot more expansions to do. As you guys see, we got the quarantine racks. We're gonna be setting up more racks. And as I continue to sell stuff like I did today, we're gonna keep expanding, and try to turn this into eventually a legitimate real store. But for now, if you enjoyed it, like it down below. Go on Facebook and join the Nashville Fish Keepers. That's my fish group I started out here in Nashville for everybody. And it's growing big time, so go be a part of it. If you enjoy photos of fish, shrimp, things like that, people share their tanks on there. Also, go on Facebook and join the 10-gallon fish tank page. It's my business page, 10-gallon fish tanks. Go join that. And I also got www.10gallonfishtanks.com. If you want any shrimp or plants, I can ship out shrimp and plants right now as well. So if you're not local to Nashville and you can't come here and buy stuff yourself, you can always have me ship you out shrimp and plants to your house as well, and feel rest assured that everything I have here is healthy and doing well, because they all go through a 2-week quarantine process before I let anything go out of here. And all my shrimp are locally bred. I breed them myself. They're all doing great. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Comment down below what you want to see next in this fish room. We are also thinking about getting a dwarf caiman in the future. So if we do that, that'll be pretty fun and cool. See you guys in the next video. Peace.